So, Philip, thanks for being here today. Can you tell us how you bring circular principles into procurement at the City of Burnside?
Yeah, good question. So it's really important, I think, to embed circular principles into procurement policies and procurement documentation so that staff have some guidance over where they're going with circular procurement or procurement in total. It's then important to support staff through the procurement process. So to give them the information, product analysis, support making decisions around recycled materials and others. And it's important also to monitor what you're doing as an organisation through all your procurement and report on that so you can understand the journey you're taking in circular procurement.
Can you tell us about any of the tools that you do provide your staff with at City of Burnside that helps with that circular procurement process?
Yeah, tools for staff in circular procurement. Well, firstly, we have a requirement that projects where recycled materials can be purchased do consider circular procurement as part of their assessment process. Secondly, we do provide documentation for tenders and requests for quote that include descriptions of what we mean by circular procurement and what we'd like, and we have that all documented in our procurement policy as well. And then thirdly, we provide support for staff. So from the environmental sustainability team and from the procurement team, we supply support for the staff through procurement processes, because often that product analysis or information about suppliers, new suppliers that might be providing products with recycled materials isn't readily available or isn't something they have done before. So helping along with that process is really important.
You're part of the Buying It Back pilot program. Can you tell us what that means at City of Burnside?
Yeah, the Buying It Back pilot program was really important for the City of Burnside and other councils. It gave us that initial push into circular procurement. It got the policies changed so to accept circular procurement and include it in our documentation. So it gave us that initial drive into the project and included requirements for monitoring and reporting so we could understand what we were doing and where we were going.
How did you go about getting people on board within the organisation? Were there any kind of key lessons from that experience that you would share with others?
Timing is, I think, a barrier in two ways in circular procurement. Firstly, the timing of waiting for existing contracts to end. But secondly, timing's extremely important in circular procurement in terms of getting involved in a project early so that you're in the design phase or a conceptual phase even of a project, rather than waiting until it's time to buy products, so that recycled materials can be considered and are part of the project rather than trying to retrofit them later and buy recycled materials where other materials have been specified.
Is there anything that an individual could do in an organisation to start taking small steps towards change?
Yeah, individuals are really important as part of this process. So if you're procuring something, then taking the time to find out what the potential is for recycled materials. There may be new products that are available, or there may be different ways of using products, and they may be new from what you've always done in the past, for example. So taking the time, individuals can take that time to understand what they're procuring, what the potential is, and also talking to suppliers about what the organisation's trying to achieve, what you're trying to achieve, and making sure that they know exactly what you're after.
What does success look like in this space, and can you think of an example that demonstrates success in circular procurement?
Yeah, I think success is increasing the amount of recycled materials we're purchasing. It's looking at the recycled materials that are most important to an organisation perhaps. So for a council, for example, we're sending materials to MRFs, materials recoveries facilities, and a byproduct of that, or an output of that, is crushed glass. So when we were going through our asphalt procurement, and this is an example of a successful procurement process, we not only increased our content of recycled asphalt, we also added into that we wanted crushed glass put into the roads because it had a direct relationship with something that was costing us money in the recycling process. Another good example of a procurement we've been through is our stationery procurement. purchasing paper and pens and post-it notes and all sorts for the organisation. The suppliers have huge ranges of products available. Some of them are inclusive of recycled materials and others aren't. And the way the organisation orders is important in that process. There's lots of different people who are ordering stationery throughout the organisation. So we're working with the suppliers rather than just having a sort of open palette of everything that people can purchase, to actually close that down a bit so that there's an easier choice for our staff in what they can purchase, and that those materials and products that they are purchasing have got the tick that they do include recycled material.
Thanks, Philip, for coming to talk to us about everything that's happening in circular procurement at City of Burnside. I'm sure that will be as useful to state government professionals as it is to local government.